Welcome to Star Wars Canyon. Welcome to Tozeur, everyone. I've just been in that hardware store, bought myself this shovel. All will be revealed in terms of why once we get to our first destination. Ugh. But yeah, we're definitely going to need a shovel. Hello everyone, and welcome to Sidi Bouhlel. This is the first of 6 sites that we're going to visit today. Basically today is going to be a Star Wars extravaganza. So I've got GPS coordinates for 6 different sites where the films were shot, and we're basically just going to drive around. This one's kind of to the east of Tozeur. Most of them are actually to the west of Tozeur. So we're going to be driving around in the desert trying to find you these filming sites, and I'm going to be commenting a bit on how easy it is to access and whether you need a 4x4, whether you got to hike, that kind of thing. This is Maguer Gorge, or just Star Wars Canyon, if you ask anyone whereabouts it is, because it's so well known. Look at that view. I can understand why George Lucas would want to use this as a film set. It's amazing. And I think if we look down here, you can see these dotted about the place. I think these are still fixings where the original film crew mounted cameras and other bits of kit in the 70s when they were here. Now, I think I may actually be on the wrong side of the gorge relative to the GPS point that I've been given by Galaxy Tours. So the Galaxy Tours GPS point is directly over there, so in line with me, but other side of this canyon, and there is no chance that I'm walking down there and then across and then back up just so that I can stand on that side. So you're gonna have to use your imagination. This place served as 2 different locations for the episode 4 filming. They're both locations on Tatooine. Firstly, it served as the Jundland Wastes, and secondly, it served as another wasteland kind of bluff overlooking Mos Eisley. And George Lucas and the crew did a 6-day shoot here in late March 1976. So these fittings that we can see dotted about date all the way back to 76. Film crews came back here in July 1997 to shoot a scene from episode 1. I'm gonna try not to fall off the edge while I'm explaining this to you, an unfortunate end. So this served as the canyon dune turn during the big pod racing sequence on Tatooine. And to be more specific, it was the classic Boonta Eve sniper sequence as they were coming around a corner during the race. In total, this place has 8 different locations dotted around the gorge that we use for filming, and it's all very well preserved. It's also pretty easily accessible. So if we look, I don't know if you can see this, there is it's not signposted, but there is a tarmac road that leads off the main road, comes all the way up, and then there's a car park down at the bottom, and then there's even a dirt track that leads all the way up to this mosque. Sorry, it's not a mosque, it's a zawiyat, so it's a shrine to a saint. But anyway, that is specifically signposted. Both of those are actually on Google Maps, so if you type them in, it'll bring you all the way up. I wouldn't recommend driving the last kind of 300-400 meters because it's very, very rocky, and also you can just walk up. It's pretty obvious where you need to go. And then you reach this side, which is one of the sides that filming took place on. I guess if you want to go to the other side, again, there's an actual dirt track that leads round to the other shrine, and then you could walk yourself up and get yourself over onto the other side. Heading down into the actual gorge, much easier. Just do it from the car park. So park, walk yourself around, and it looks pretty easily accessible all the way down to that corner. So it's a beautiful site. I'm very surprised there's no signage. There's nothing to indicate that this was a Star Wars filming location. I mean, there's a car park at the bottom, which implies you're getting tour groups or large buses of people coming up here, but perhaps they're coming up for religious reasons rather than actually heading to the Star Wars site. But anyway, if you're driving to Tozeur, then definitely stop in. Very, very easy. And it's just a beautiful site, even if you're not into Star Wars. Look at this. Walking down the track now, back to the 4x4, and then we're going to continue to site number 2. This is the dirt track, and there's my car kind of left it at the bottom of the section I thought it was a bad idea to drive. Here we are driving back down to the car park. But yeah, look at this. Beautiful tarmac and a lot of space to park. And then here are the signs. Sidi Bouhlel and Sidi Bouhlel. This sign actually inadvertently serves as quite a useful marker. So it marks the point where we find the episode 4 sandcrawler middle section. Okay, I take back what I said about not walking up to the Sidi Bouhlel side. Let's do it. We might as well while we're here. So that's the side we were on. Now let's see if we can get up this way and get to the other side of the canyon, the east side of the canyon. This side is definitely not accessible, even with a 4x4. We're gonna have to hike all the way up here. Well, this is a cool feature here as we're heading up onto the east side of the canyon. Someone's carved a game set. I don't know if that's for like the local version of checkers or something. Getting up onto the east side of the gorge is a pain. Whoa. I have now wandered my way up to the east side of the gorge and actually the GPS point I was looking for is 50 meters in front of me, so it's actually down there. So that's one of the sites where they filmed. I guess it gives a better view of the actual corner of the gorge than up here. But yeah, still, look at this view. Bonus fact for all you Indiana Jones fans out there, this gorge was also used by Steven Spielberg while filming Indiana Jones. So we had 2 scenes shot in the gorge. We had the Nazis, their procession with the Ark, and we also had the Indiana Jones RPG scene. And very nearby, we also have the Tanis dig site. I think it's behind me, but I need to get in the car and actually drive to it. So let's go and check it out, see if we can find the excavation site used in the Indiana Jones film. Welcome to the Tanis dig site from Indiana Jones. There was a prop, like an Egyptian building prop put here. For whatever reason, they decided they'd film in Tunisia rather than Egypt. And if we wander through into the palms, we'll find a couple of other key bits from the film. I just bumped into some poor guy digging a trench, I guess an irrigation ditch in this area. Perhaps this is his field, he wants to cultivate it. Must have thought I was very strange walking around staring at my GPS, looking for a point on top of one of these random hills. Yeah, no remaining set pieces here, so you can't actually see any bits left over from when Spielberg was here. But let's wander in, and I understand that there's a stone marker point waiting for me to show me the exact bit at the entrance to the Well of Souls. I think where Indy starts digging. Let's go and find it. So we've now found the map room exterior. Ta-da! And we're gonna wander through to find the entrance to the Well of Souls, which I'm hoping is marked with a stone that was left here by Galaxy Tours. I mean, it's lucky this is close to the very impressive Star Wars site, because I'm not sure you should go out of your way to come and visit this Indiana Jones film site. The 2 lads down there who are busy tending to their field, very interested as to what this random guy is doing, just walking around in the middle of nowhere. You can see how close we are to Star Wars Gorge. That is the structure on the western side of the gorge that we walked past first. So we're not that far, but you have to go down to the road, along, and then up through here. And I believe this is the stone marker that we are looking for. It certainly doesn't look like it got hit naturally. That is a chunky stone. Well done to Galaxy Tours for carrying that up here. So let's have a look. Welcome to the entrance for the Well of Souls from Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. So really interesting development. The guy behind me that you can see in the cap just came over and asked if I was looking for the Star Wars site, and I told him no, I wasn't, and he goes, oh right, then you're here for the Raiders of the Lost Ark site. So he actually knows that it's here, which is pretty impressive. So the guy has now very kindly offered to show me the Star Wars site, or at least the turning for it. I mean, I know where it is because I've just been there, but I was like, thank you very much. So now we're leaving. There's actually there's a couple of other points that we could have visited here. So there's the scene where Indiana Jones has a fight with the Nazi mechanic, I think on the airfield, which ends rather horribly for the mechanic. But yeah, we're a bit pressed for time because we need to be getting on, heading west. So we're gonna skip that one for now. But yeah, very easily accessible, this section. So again, if you're an Indiana Jones fan, go for it.